So Charlotte is 17 years old. Crazy, but true. She's diagnosed with Tuberous Sclerosis Complex. So basically, tuberous sclerosis is benign tumors that grow in different organs of her body. So she's had them in her heart, her eyes. She can get these tumors or tubers, as they're called, in her lungs. But the most damaging ones for her have been in her brain. She has had 2 brain surgeries to help remove the tubers. And also she has epilepsy because of the tubers. So because of the tubers that are on her brain, it causes cognitive delays, physical delays. She has a lot of physical limitations. Definitely, she's nonverbal. I should have mentioned that also. She's nonverbal. So, but she has a lot to say. So even though she can't say what she wants, she definitely shows us in different ways exactly what she wants. Whether she wants to do something or she doesn't want to do something, we definitely know what she's trying to communicate. When Charlotte was born, we actually didn't know that she was going to be born with tuberous sclerosis. So when she was born a typical baby. Nothing was discovered in the hospital, but then after about 2 or 3 days, we noticed that her eye would blink, and the pediatrician just told us that it was normal behavior for a baby, that their brains are still, wiring, and that it was nothing. But honestly, my husband was like, this is not something that's normal. He's like, I just know it. And we tried to get an appointment through our pediatrician with a neurologist, and it was months of a wait. They couldn't see us right away. I think we had to wait 3 months, and we just were so nervous, and we didn't want to wait that long. They put the EEG on her, and it just lit up with seizure activity. And she was whisked away from me. And they took her into the emergency room and just started putting IVs in and giving her medication. And we were like, whoa, what's going on? What happened? It was just so quick that it all happened like that. So we actually spent about 2 months in Stony Brook with her because they couldn't figure out what she had. But then, as she gets older, you cope with what's going on and you try to see the good things every day. Nobody takes care of her like we do. She's nonverbal, she has physical limitations, and we know her inside and out, what makes her upset, what, calms her. And to think that one day we might not be here to be that support for her is very scary. Yeah. And I think right now, because she's 17, it's definitely something that's more in the forefront for us, that I have to think of getting people into her lives, into her life and our life, who will take care of her. I try to bring her out into the community. And I just want people to know, because as she's older too, a lot of these things aren't as acceptable. Like when she was little and she would yell out or have a tantrum or something, they were like, oh, that's cute, and now she's 17 and she's a young woman, and if she has these behaviors or it's just not as acceptable to society anymore. I don't know, it used to be cute and it's not cute. But I honestly want people, I would rather people question and ask than to stare or turn their back. like if I see somebody in the supermarket, or there's like a little kid in the supermarket, like especially like young kids, like young typical kids, like they just are curious, you know, and I'm always very forward with saying, this is Charlotte, like say hello, like just say hi to her, you know, and or like if she used to wear like the orthotics on her feet, you know, why does she wear those? And I'm like, well, they help her walk, you know. I like to educate, and I would love for people to be more willing to ask questions than to ignore and stare. You know, I think that more awareness around people with disabilities and all of these challenges, because you don't know it until you're in it, really, like how many things are a challenge. It's just gonna lead to more acceptance. They're people, you know, like these kids and adults, like they're just people who, like, they're fighting every day just to do and live just like everybody else, you know, like just like people, you know, like we have to be aware of the challenges, but also just give them a life that is fulfilling.